In this video, you're going to see about the modern periodic table. So actually, what does this modern periodic table states? The properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic number. So actually, this statement was given by the scientist Moseley. Actually, he is the person who framed the actual periodic table. But what does the statement means? So in the previous video, we have studied about the how the scientists have arranged the elements to frame the periodic table. And the last we have just seen about the Mendeleev's periodic table. So in Mendeleev's periodic table, there were so many drawbacks, and that drawbacks was overcome by the modern periodic law, that is the Moseley's law. So here what was the drawbacks was the position of hydrogen was not fixed, and the isotopes has not given any place, as well as some elements were not arranged in the increasing order of their atomic mass according to the law, according to the Mendeleev's periodic law. That is, cobalt is placed before nickel and tellurium is placed beside iodine. So, these drawbacks were overcome by the modern periodic table. That is, by taking the atomic number of the elements. Instead of taking atomic mass, Moseley took the atomic number to arrange the elements. So, when he just arranged the elements based on their atomic number, all the drawbacks of Mendeleev's periodic law has been overcome. That is, the position of hydrogen was fixed, as well as there was a places for the isotopes, as well as the elements were arranged in a proper order. So the image which you are looking now is the modern periodic law based on the atomic number, and he just divided that the group A, that is a subgroup A, is a normal elements as, and the subgroup B as a transition elements. So you could see that the Roman number 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5, 6, 7 all are normal elements, whereas the B part, that is a B subgroup, is kept in the middle such that they indicate the transition elements. Now we'll see the what is this modern periodic law and the properties of this modern periodic law. So here in the modern periodic table, the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic number, and this periodic table consists of 7 horizontal rows, that is called as a period, and 18 vertical rows which is called as a groups. So now we'll see about the period. There are 7 periods, of course. In the first period we have only 2 elements. In second and third we have 8 elements, and in the fourth and fifth we have 18 elements, and in sixth we have 32, as well as seventh. Actually, in the seventh period the elements are not fixed. The reason is because they were new elements supposed to be discovered yet, so the seventh period is left with unknown. That is, currently we have 28 elements. Currently we have 28 elements in the modern periodic table, that is in the seventh period. Okay. Now we'll just see the some other features or some other things in the periodic table. So you could see in the last two blocks, the last two blocks, that is the last two row, is nothing but what? They are called as lanthanides and actinides, which are elements which are discovered in the later stages. Now we're gonna see the groups. So in the group we have 18 groups in the modern periodic table, and in that we have zero group also. So what is a zero group? Is nothing but the 18th group is called as a zero group. Now group wise the number has given a specific element, specific names for that particular group. The first group is called as a alkali metals, and the second group is called as the alkaline earth metals, and from third group to 12th group it is nothing but transition elements, and the 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th is given as the name of that specific element's name. For example, carbon family, nitrogen family, oxygen family, like that. And the 18th group is given as the noble gas elements or inert gas elements, and the 17th group is nothing but called as the halogens. As the group increases, as a group, each and every group has its own valencies. Valency in the sense free electrons. Now we'll just see what are some other features or some other properties of the modern periodic table. So the first property is valence electrons. So what is this valence electrons? So in the period the number of valence electrons increases from 1 to 8. This, as we all know, that shell, each and every shell consists of a specific number of electrons. That is, the first shell consists of 2 electrons, the second shell consists of 8 electrons, and it goes on. The same way here, as along the period, that is from left to right. From left to right, what happens? The electrons are added up. The electrons are added up. As the electrons are added up, the valency also changes. That is, the valency increases. But when you see down the group, that is, if you just specifically see each group, that group elements will be having the same valencies. That specific group will be having the same valencies. For example, if I just take the first group, the valency will be 1. If I take the second group, the valency will be 2. But when you just see along the row, if you just take the first row, the valency is not same, it is increased. For example, if I take hydrogen, the valency is 1, whereas if I take the helium, actually the valency is 0, because it is a noble gas, that is the element is in 18th group. Now if I just go for the next row we have lithium. The same, lithium has what? 1 as the valency, whereas the next element beryllium, it has what? 2 as the valency, and the next element boron, carbon, and the valency increases. But if you just see the shells, it is same. Okay. Now we'll just see the another property, that is valency. Of course, if the valency depends upon the number of electrons in the outermost shell. That is, if we have 1 electron, the valency will be 1, 2 means it will be 2, 3 means 3, and it goes on. Okay. So the valency, if you just see in the valency along the period, okay, in a period the valency of element increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases from 4 to 0, from left to right. That is, as we all know, in one shell, that is in the second shell, we'll be having 8 electrons, that is octet state. In this, the electrons will be filled till the number 4, and later what happens, the valency decreases because the elements cannot donate or cannot give away electrons So what happens, the element is ready to accept the electron. So accepting means what, the valency will be reduced. Whereas along the group it is what, it is the same. In a group the valency of the element will be same, as we all discussed. Now next property is the size, that is the atomic size, which is the nothing but the radius of the atom. So as we all know, in each group, if I just take the elements of the specific group, that specific group will be having shells. As it goes down the group, the shells will be increased. So if the shell size increases, if the shell increases, what happens, the radius of the atom also increases. So if the radius of the atom increases, automatically, indirectly, what they are saying to say, they say that atomic size increases. So down the group atomic size increases, whereas from left to right, that is along the period, the atomic size decreases. This is because of the attraction of electrons towards the nucleus. Because as the electron increases, as we all know, the valency is what, the valence electron will be increasing from left to right. As the electrons increases, the attraction between the nucleus and the electrons will be more, as well as what, the size decreases. The shell starts shrinking. So as it shrinks, the size will be decreased. So in atomic size, what we can say, down the group atomic size increases, along the period atomic size decreases. So as you could see in this image, see down the group, you could see lithium, sodium, potassium, the size is getting increased, whereas along the period, boron, carbon, nitrogen, the size is slightly, it will be decreasing, which means from left to right, the size decreases. From top to bottom or down the group, we can just say that the size increases. And the next property is the metallic property or electropositive nature. So metallic property, you could see that in the periodic table, the leftmost elements are metals and the rightmost elements are non-metals. So as you travel from left to right, we are just moving from metals and we are just slightly moving to the non-metals, which means the metallic property decreases from left to right. That is, along the period, the metallic nature decreases, whereas down the group, the metallic nature increases. Down the group, the metallic nature increases. That is same group, of course they will be having the same set of elements, that is same properties, but the electropositivity increases, or the metallic property increases down the group. And the last property is non-metallic property. This is totally opposite of the previous one. See, since we are moving from left to right, what happens, the metallic nature decreases. What happens to the non-metallic nature? The non-metallic nature increases. Since we are moving towards the non-metal side, the non-metallic property slightly increases along the period, whereas down the group it decreases. That is, a non-metallic nature decreases down the group. So these are the main properties or main features of this modern periodic table. And in this modern periodic table, the important thing is, the important questions what can they ask is based on these properties. That is, they can ask either questions based on the atomic size, metallic or non-metallic nature, as well as the valencies. Okay. So the questions in the final exam, it will be based on this properties. And another important thing is they may ask the laws, that is the modern periodic law or the Mendeleev's periodic law or the law of octaves, law of traits. These laws are very important, and this properties, that is or trends of modern periodic table. These are the important things to be learned in this chapter. So in the next video we'll see another chapter. Thank you.